Most women don't realize men get wet too. Not the way you might think, but emotionally, when a man gets wet, it means his walls are down, his composure slips, and he's swimming in feelings he can't hide anymore. You've got him hooked, not because of how you look, but because of how you make him feel. See, most men live their lives trying to be in control. They're trained to act strong, to look unbothered, to never let emotions show. But when he meets a woman who hits him differently, a woman whose energy makes his pulse change, whose smile lingers in his mind long after she's gone, he becomes emotionally soaked. He can't shake her off. It's not just attraction anymore, it's obsession, but a quiet, dangerous kind of obsession that he doesn't even understand himself. You'll notice it in the way he looks at you, how his voice softens when he says your name, how his confidence falters when you're too close. It's in the hesitation, the stolen glances, the slightly nervous laugh that wasn't there before. That's what I mean when I say men get wet. It's when they're completely drenched in desire, but not the physical kind, the emotional kind, the one that makes them feel like a teenager again. And here's the thing: when a man is wet for you, he doesn't just want to touch you, he wants to understand you. He wants to earn your attention, to be seen by you, to matter. You become that quiet storm in his head that he can't walk away from. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 clear signs a man shows when he's emotionally wet for you. These are the signals that reveal when you've gone from being a passing crush to being the woman who lives in his thoughts, rent-free. By the end, you'll know exactly how to read the small moments, the cracks in his voice, the tension in his body, the silence that suddenly feels electric. Because when a man is wet, he doesn't always say it, but trust me, his behavior will scream it. Let's start with something subtle but powerful. The moment a man's composure starts to break around you. You see, men are masters of pretending they've got it all together. They've been taught to keep a straight face, to never let emotions show, to always appear in control. But when he meets a woman who hits him differently, who makes his pulse speed up and his thoughts stumble, his entire energy shifts. You might notice it in the tiniest moments. Maybe his voice cracks slightly when he greets you. Maybe he laughs a little too hard at your joke. Maybe his words trip over each other when he tries to sound smooth. That's not clumsiness. That's emotion spilling out where he can't contain it. When a man gets emotionally wet for you, he's not thinking clearly. His masculine control, the armor he wears every day, starts to slip. He wants to impress you, but suddenly he's too aware of himself, of his posture, of his words, of every second of silence between you. It's almost funny how the same man who's calm in a meeting or confident with everyone else suddenly becomes awkwardly human in front of the one woman who gets under his skin. Here's the truth: when you truly affect a man, his body tells on him. His nervous system betrays him. He'll try to lean back, act cool, but his shoulders tense. His breath changes. He might fidget with his sleeve, adjust his hair, or check his phone, not because he's bored, but because he's nervous. You've activated something deep inside him. His composure isn't breaking because he's weak. It's breaking because he's alive in that moment. Think about it. When was the last time someone made you feel nervous, not uncomfortable, but alive? That's exactly what's happening to him. You've created a ripple in his emotional calm. He's feeling something he doesn't fully understand, and that's both thrilling and terrifying for him. Here's what's even more fascinating: men don't lose composure for just anyone. They might flirt with dozens of women, smile politely, make small talk, but it's only when there's real emotional chemistry that their mask starts to slip. When you see a man start to lose that perfect, cool exterior, don't think of it as him being awkward. Think of it as his emotions leaking through the cracks. That's his soul showing up before his logic catches up. And this is where your feminine energy comes in, because how you respond to that moment matters more than you realize. If you rush to fill the silence, tease him too harshly, act like you didn't notice, you missed the connection. But if you simply pause, hold his gaze, smile softly, you give him permission to stay in that vulnerable space. You let him know it's safe to be human with you. Men crave that, even if they'll never admit it. The truth is, most men spend their lives hiding behind strength. But deep down, they long for the kind of woman who doesn't demand perfection, just presence. When he's losing composure around you, it's not about him being clumsy. It's about him feeling something real. So the next time you catch a man fumbling his words, dropping his confidence for just a second, or acting strangely nervous in your presence, don't laugh it off. recognize it for what it is: emotional electricity. That invisible charge between two people who feel something they can't quite name yet. And if you want to build attraction that lasts longer than chemistry, here's your secret weapon: stay calm while he's not. Be the stillness that contrasts his chaos, because in that imbalance, something magical happens. He realizes he can't play his usual games with you. You disarm him without even trying. That's when the desire deepens, because the moment a man loses his composure around you is the moment he realizes he doesn't want it back. They say eyes never lie, and when it comes to men, that couldn't be more true. You can tell everything you need to know about how a man feels by how he looks at you. Words might be filtered. Actions might be planned. But his eyes, they're raw, they're honest. They're the one place his emotions don't know how to hide. When a man is emotionally wet, for you, his eyes give him away long before his mouth ever will. You'll catch it in those quiet, unguarded moments when you're not even doing anything special. Maybe you're just talking, laughing, or looking at your phone, but he's watching you. And when your eyes meet, it's like time stumbles for a second. His gaze holds a little longer than it should, just long enough for you to feel that silent current of energy pass between you. Men don't look at women that way when it's just physical. That kind of stare, the one that lingers, isn't about desire. It's about fascination. It's about curiosity. It's about the pull of your presence. He's not scanning your body. He's trying to understand you, trying to memorize the tiny things that make you you. The way you tilt your head when you're thinking, the spark in your eyes when you're amused, the little pause before your laugh. He's studying you like a song he doesn't want to forget the lyrics to. You see, when a man's truly affected, his gaze softens. It's not predatory, it's protective. It's not impatient, it's invested. His pupils might dilate, his blink rate slows, and sometimes, just for a moment, he forgets to breathe. Because in that instant, he's not looking at you, he's feeling you. Your energy, your warmth, your essence. It's like your presence anchors him in a way he can't explain. And here's what most women miss: men rarely look like this at anyone. They might be charming, flirtatious, even playful, but the eyes only betray them when their emotions run deep, when they're truly wet. Their gaze carries weight. It's loaded with longing, admiration, and a hint of surrender. It's not just attraction, it's awe. Sometimes he'll try to hide it. He'll look away quickly, clear his throat, or shift the topic. But the moment passes and his eyes find their way back to you like a magnet. You'll feel it, almost like his gaze keeps tugging at your skin, even when he's pretending to be casual. That's when you know it's not just lust, it's connection. And if you want to make that connection stronger, don't look away. Hold his gaze, even if it's just for an extra second. There's power in that silence. You're not saying a word, but you're communicating everything. I see you. I feel it too. That's how intimacy begins long before a single touch. Let me tell you something about men most people don't realize. Visual attraction might start in the eyes, but emotional attachment grows in the way she makes him look differently. When you shift from being someone he looks at to someone he looks through, someone whose energy he's drawn to like gravity, you've already won his attention on a level he can't control. So if you catch him looking at you with that mix of softness and hunger, curiosity and care, don't rush it. Don't break the moment with words. Let him drown in it for a second, because in that gaze, he's saying everything he doesn't have the courage to say out loud. When his eyes betray him, they're whispering the truth: you've gotten under my skin. And once that happens, he can't unsee you. He can't unfeel you. You've already become his quiet addiction, the woman who lingers in his mind every time he blinks. Here's one of the most fascinating signs a man is emotionally wet for you. He starts mirroring your rhythm. And no, I don't mean he's copying you in an obvious mocking way. I mean his energy, his tone, even his behavior starts syncing with yours without him realizing it. It's not a trick. It's biology. It's what happens when emotional chemistry takes over control from conscious thought. You'll notice it in subtle ways at first. Maybe he starts using the same phrases you do. If you say, "That's wild," suddenly it slips into his vocabulary to maybe you have a certain laugh and he starts laughing the same way when he's around you. Maybe you're the kind of person who texts with emojis and now he's doing it too when he never used to. That's not coincidence. That's mirroring. Mirroring is what humans do when they like someone, when they feel safe, connected, or emotionally drawn in. It's our body's way of saying, "I'm in tune with you." And when a man does it, it means his emotional walls are starting to dissolve. He's not strategizing anymore. He's sensing. Here's what's really happening beneath the surface. His nervous system is responding to yours. Your energy sets the tempo, and he starts to move in rhythm with it. If you're calm, he softens. If you're playful, he opens up. If you're confident, he straightens his posture. It's like his subconscious is trying to dance with yours in perfect harmony. And the best part, he doesn't even realize he's doing it. This is why your vibe matters so much more than your words. When you carry yourself with warmth and ease, it invites him to match that energy. You're setting the emotional frequency of every interaction, and he's tuning in to stay connected. That's why when a woman is fully in her feminine power, grounded, graceful, emotionally self-aware, a man can't help but adjust to her rhythm. It's instinct. You might even notice him physically mirroring you. When you lean forward, he does too. When you touch your hair, he mirrors that gesture. When you tilt your head slightly, he unconsciously matches it. That's not just attraction, it's his way of staying aligned with you on a primal level. You've become the tempo his emotions move to. Now here's where it gets beautiful. When a man starts mirroring your emotional rhythm, he's doing more than showing interest. He's surrendering his usual control. Remember, men love to lead. But when he starts sensing with you, he's allowing you to lead the emotional pace. You're no longer just a woman he's attracted to. You've become the emotional compass he follows. But here's the mistake most women make. They notice this shift and try to overanalyze it. Don't. When you see him starting to match your tone, your humor, your timing, don't call it out. Don't rush to name it. Just let it flow. That's how the connection deepens naturally. When you stay centered and authentic, you keep him in that rhythm. He starts to feel good around you without understanding why. He feels seen, understood, in sync, and that's addictive for men because most men live in a world where they're constantly performing. But when he's with you, he doesn't have to perform. He just is. That's the power of emotional mirroring. It's not about manipulation. It's about magnetic alignment. It's when two energies find harmony without effort. So when you notice him starting to mirror your laugh, your speech, your timing, smile quietly, that's your confirmation. You've entered his emotional bloodstream. You're not just someone he notices, you're someone he's starting to resonate with. And once a man's rhythm matches yours, he's no longer leading the dance, he's following your heartbeat. One of the most powerful signs that a man is emotionally wet for you, truly invested, not just attracted, is when he starts to protect your presence. Now, what does that mean? It means your energy matters to him, your comfort matters, your peace matters. You've shifted from being just another person in his world to being part of his world itself. When a man reaches that point, something inside him changes. He becomes more alert, more aware, and quietly more protective of anything that could disrupt what he feels when he's with you. This isn't about physical protection, though that can show up too. It's deeper. It's emotional protection. It's him shielding the space between you, the invisible bond that's forming, from anything that might disturb it. You'll see it in small, subtle ways at first. Maybe you're at a dinner and someone interrupts you mid-sentence. He gently redirects the conversation back to you. Maybe you're walking together and he naturally positions himself closer to the side of the street. Or maybe you're having a tough day and without you even asking, he checks in, offering comfort, encouragement, or just quiet presence. Those gestures might seem small, but they speak volumes. They say, I see you. I'm aware of you. I care about how you feel. When a man is emotionally invested, he can't not notice. He starts reading your mood like it's a language he's trying to master. He notices when you go quiet. He picks up when your energy shifts. Even if you haven't said a word, he'll sense something's off and ask, you okay? Not because he's trying to fix it, but because your emotional temperature affects his. That's what protecting your presence really is. It's him honoring your energy. He starts adjusting himself to make sure you feel safe being you. You'll also see it in the way he reacts when someone else crosses a line with you. He might not make a big scene, but you'll feel that quiet, protective tension rise in him. His jaw might tighten. His posture changes. He'll subtly step in, either with a look or a word, to make it clear that you're not to be disrespected. Not because he sees you as fragile, but because to him, your peace is sacred. And that right there is a massive emotional clue. When a man begins to see your well-being as something he wants to guard, you're no longer just someone he's attracted to. You're someone he's emotionally invested in. Now, here's something even more beautiful when a man protects your presence. He's not only protecting you, he's protecting what you make him feel. He doesn't want negativity, chaos, or other distractions to ruin the calm, the joy, or the magic he feels when you're together. You've become his emotional refuge, and whether he realizes it or not, he's defending that feeling like it's gold. So when you notice a man doing these things, when he shows quiet acts of awareness, stands up for you in small ways, or gives you space when you need it, don't dismiss it as sweet. Recognize it for what it is: attachment, emotional care disguised as subtle protection. And here's the most powerful part: you don't have to ask for it. You don't need to demand it. When the connection is real, this instinct just kicks in, because deep down, men are wired to protect what they value. But here's the difference between a man who's possessive and one whose protective possession says, "You're mine." Protection says, "You're safe with me." That's the energy you want to look for. That's the man whose care runs deeper than words, deeper than romance. So the next time he checks that you got home safe, or moves you subtly closer to him in a crowd, or notices that you're uncomfortable and changes the topic, you'll know it's not just manners, it's emotion, it's care. It's that quiet voice inside him saying, "I need her to be okay." Because when a man starts protecting your presence, he's no longer just attracted to you, he's emotionally anchored in you. The final and most intimate sign that a man is emotionally wet for you is this: he shows you his softness. Now, most women underestimate just how big this is, because men, real men, emotionally mature or not, don't just open up. They don't easily expose the parts of themselves that feel uncertain, insecure, or tender. Society trains them to hide it, to stay composed, to never look weak. So when a man begins to let you see the parts of him that he usually keeps locked away, that's not casual, it's sacred. It means you've touched something inside him that goes beyond attraction. You've reached his emotional core. You'll notice this shift when he starts sharing pieces of his story, his past, his fears, his disappointments, not in a dramatic, self-pitying way, but in an honest, quiet, "I've never told anyone this before" kind of way. That's him trusting you with his emotional nakedness. Maybe he opens up about how his last relationship hurt him. Maybe he tells you about a dream he's scared to chase. Or maybe he simply admits that you make him nervous, and in that moment, he's not trying to impress you. He's not wearing a mask. He's just real. That's when you know he's wet, because emotional vulnerability doesn't come from lust. It comes from connection. It's not his body responding, it's his heart. Men show this softness in more than just words too. Sometimes it's in the way he holds you a little longer than necessary when you hug, or how he stays quiet just listening to you, eyes gentle and unguarded. Sometimes it's in that sigh of relief when he's with you, as if finally he doesn't have to pretend to be anyone else. That's the softness I'm talking about. The kind that says, "You make me feel safe to be human." And here's the secret: most women never realize this softness doesn't weaken him, it strengthens the bond. Because men don't fall for beauty, they fall for peace. They fall for the woman who lets them rest emotionally, the woman who gives them a space where they can drop their armor and still feel respected. When a man feels that safety, he'll start to bring you into his inner world. He'll tell you about the things he's been hiding even from himself. You'll see him express emotions he normally buries: care, jealousy, fear, even love, without running from them. But there's something important here. How you respond to that softness determines whether he'll keep showing it. If you meet his vulnerability with judgment, sarcasm, or emotional coldness, he'll retreat. The walls go back up, the connection fades. But if you hold that space, just listen, stay calm, and let him be, something magical happens. You become the woman who knows his heart, not because you demanded it, but because he chose to show it to you. And once a man gives you that part of himself, he's not just attracted anymore, he's attached, he's bonded. You've moved from being a fantasy to being home. That's why when a man starts showing his softness, his uncertainty, his care, his gratitude, his love, it's the true sign he's emotionally drenched. He's no longer protecting his ego, he's protecting the connection. It's a quiet shift, but you'll feel it. He starts saying things like, "You make me feel calm," or "I don't know why, but I can just be myself around you." He'll do small things that reveal the inner tenderness, remembering tiny details, texting you just to check in, holding your hand like it actually means something. That's not performance, that's presence. When a man is wet for you, his softness isn't weakness, it's his truth. It's the part of him that finally feels seen, accepted, and safe. And if you're wise enough to honor that space, to see that softness not as something to fix, but as something to cherish, you'll have something rare, a man who doesn't just want you, but needs you emotionally. Because once he's shown you his softness, he's already given you his heart. So here's the truth, my love. When a man shows these 5 signs, when he becomes that emotionally open, present, and vulnerable version of himself, he's not just wet in the cheeky sense. He's alive, he's connected, he's into you. And that's when the real relationship magic begins. But here's the catch. Most women see these signs and second guess them. They think, is he just being nice? Or maybe I'm reading too much into it. No. When a man starts revealing his emotional side, when his tone softens, his attention lingers, and his energy wraps around you even in silence, he's not playing games. He's surrendering his armor, and that's rare. That's sacred. So if you're watching this right now, I want you to remember, when you notice these signs, don't pull away. Lean in. Match his energy. Meet him there in that space where confidence meets care, where attraction meets connection. And if you want to learn how to create that kind of intimacy, how to inspire a man to open up to you effortlessly, without chasing, without begging, then keep watching. Because this channel is where we decode everything about what makes men truly fall in love. Like this video, subscribe and share it with your girlfriends, because when women understand men, love stops being confusing and starts being magnetic. See you in the next one. Beautiful.